Hey everybody, welcome back to Board Online, Board Offline. As usual, I'm Baker, and today we're bringing to you the Viticulture unboxing and components video. So now Viticulture is the game of strategic winemaking. It says so right there on the box, so must be true. And this game is also a good bit outside my comfort zone as far as game mechanisms and game themes. I've been in the hobby now less than 3 years. And so far, I've stuck to games, you know, with kind of more, I don't know how to put it, but, you know, kind of fantastical themes. Dead of Winter, you know, with the zombies. Mansions of Madness with Cthulhu. Small World. Things like that. And as part of my New Year's resolution, I wanted to branch out into game mechanisms and themes that I hadn't really touched on yet. I don't have a worker placement game in my collection until now. And certainly nothing as real world as winemaking. So Viticulture, I came across this originally by watching Watch It Played, and I'll put a link in the description of this video for the video that Rodney Smith did for Viticulture as well. And started watching that, then watched the video for the expansion for Viticulture, and it looked like something maybe I could do this, and started talking about it with my wife, and she was interested in the theme of it, so here we are, we've got it. We're going to take a look at the unboxing right now, and then immediately following that, we'll take a little bit closer look at the components, and then I'll see you when we get back. Alright, so here we go, let's get into it. Alright, looks like we've got some plastic bags in here. That's always nice. First game I saw ever do that was Dead of Winter, but looks like Viticulture's done the same to keep all your pieces in. We've got the rule book here, and looks like a rule summary as well. So that'll be handy to have on the table so you're not always having to flip through the rule book. Let's see. So you got some diagrams in here. Pretty nice. How many pages is this? It looks like we've got 12 pages total, including the front and the back. It's not too bad as far as rule books go. Alright, so these are going to be your player boards. Get a little closer look here. Alright, you can see on this side you got a lot of writing and everything. On this side there's almost none. So really, when you're starting to play, this is going to be the best side to use. Just so you have all these written cues as far as what you can do on the board. Whereas this side, once you've started playing a good bit, you'll already know what's going on, and that way you can enjoy the artwork a little bit better. And you got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 of those in the box. Alright, here we've got the money. Punches out, you know, pretty standard. It's going to have a little tiny piece there where it punches out from, but it's not too noticeable. Let's see how that one was a little bit harder to punch out. You can see came out with a little bit more of a piece on the edge there. And that one, yeah, okay. So you can see they're not punching out super clean, but they're not tearing either. Okay, that one did better. You know, you got to pay a little bit of attention with how you're punching them out. But none of them seem to be tearing. It's just they're snagging onto the punch board itself as you punch them out. All right, here's the main board right here. Let's see what we've got. Place of Vine Deck, Summer Visitor, Wine Order, Winter Visitor. All right. I really like the artwork on here. Got to say, even though this isn't necessarily the type of game I'm usually used to playing, I am really enjoying the way this artwork looks on here, which really for some reason, I don't know, the front of the box just wasn't doing it for me, but I'm liking what I'm seeing there. This feels more alive in here for some reason. You got some people over here, people working in the field. That's nice. All right, we got some decks of cards in here. Let's get into those and see what we got. All right, we got some yellow cards, green cards. So these are like the green, yeah, the green cards look like these are going to be different types of grapes, Merlot, all these fancy names that I no doubt would butcher if I necessarily tried. And so then here, I guess these, I remember something about summer visitors. So here we go. That must be what these guys are. Yep. So that's the yellow cards and the green cards. Oh, here's a card all by itself. Got a merchant. I don't know if that's maybe a promo that got included or why that one's out of the deck by itself. I'll have to look into that. That's going to be a winter visitor, I suppose, with the blue deck. So we got the blue deck and the purple deck here. Now here's two more summer visitors, the yellow deck there, that were left in the back of this deck. So here we go. The purple cards, I forget what these are. I know I saw that in the Watch It Play video. Maybe orders, you know, wine orders or something like that. I think that's what it is, wine orders. And the blue I know is going to be your winter visitors, the benefactor and the harvester and the queen, crusher. Okay. See what we got here. Okay, so these are going to be, looks like windmills, because I know that as you build the various buildings on the board, you place the appropriate building meeple, or what do you call it, out there for that building. I'll put it back in there in a minute. What else we got here? And actually, it looks like we've got enough spots in here. I might not have to put them all back in. They might have their own spot. We'll see about that in a second. I won't bother opening them up. But so here's another building right here. You can see. There's another one. All the different colors. 6 different colors. I will say, oh, where are you going? There you go. I will say that as far as wooden pieces go, these are nice. I like the feel of them. They don't feel cheap or anything like that. You know, with something having a piece coming off like that, you'd be concerned about how flimsy it is. It feels like, though, it's fairly sturdy. I mean, obviously, you're not going to be playing anything crazy with it, but all right. Not sure what exactly. Oh, that's probably to keep track of your score. All right, you can see another building. It looks like it's got grapes hanging down there. There's your rooster. I know that goes on the player turn track. There's a bunch of the markers that go in your crush pad and your wine cellar and stuff like that. Some more buildings. What do we got? Maybe wine. Oh, I think it says something to do with the markers for your residual income, maybe something like that. And here are all your workers, the regular workers. Let me pull a couple of these out, just so you can see. So you can see the worker there. Oh, another set of buildings. And finally the, oh no, look, hiding underneath. One more structure of some type, or that actually looks like a cart maybe. Then you got your grande workers, your temporary worker I think he's called, and then looks like some kind of grape marker there. Alright, then let me get you a closer look at this insert. So there you go. That's what comes with the game. Looks like you're going to have enough room to separate this out fairly easily. Alright, so here's everything that comes in the box. Down here you can see I've got two of the player boards where you can see them. One with stuff generally where it would go on there, and one without, so you can see the artwork a little bit better. As far as the quality of these things goes, the cardboard is very nice. They feel very sturdy. I really am happy with that. It looks really good there. Oh, also one thing to note on the side where you have the words, and it helps you understand what each thing does. It also has color coded for one color for each of the possible colors that a person can use. So you got purple there, and you got orange there, and so forth. Okay, so you can see here's where the cork would go on the start track there. You've got your temporary worker. You've got your rooster for the blue player. You've got the first player token. Of course, winter workers, when they get discarded, will go there. Wine orders will go there. Summer workers and vine cards. And then, of course, when you're using a vine card, you put it in the field like that. But of course, we'll go over that in more detail once we get to the rules video. Okay, you got your lira over here. You can see you got a bunch of 1 lira coins, several, or a good number of 2, and then several of the 5s as well. Again, when I was punching them out, I did see more and more that they were catching. Not a single one of them tore. The lira itself did not tear, but there were lots of little bits and pieces. You can see like right there, So nothing major, just something to keep in mind. As I was saying before, each of the colors has their own spot in here, so that's pretty nice. Makes it real easy to get everything you need all at once. Even though it would have been nice if these spots were curved. You see how this right here is curved. It makes it real easy to get these pieces out. You can pull that right out. It just slides right up. These are not curved, and so it's actually a little bit more difficult to pull them out. Again, very, very small quibble. Just something to keep in mind. But as far as general quality goes, I'd say everything except perhaps the lira is very, very high quality. Even the lira, though, the cardboard itself, as far as cardboard money goes, I don't know. It's kind of nice. I will say one thing that if I end up really enjoying this game that I'll definitely look into obtaining is they have metal lira coins available. Especially, I believe, in the Tuscany expansion Prima pack. I believe they may come with that, or at least they're sold with it frequently. I don't know if that's guaranteed in the Tuscany Prima pack. So we'll see if this ends up being a game that I really want to invest a little bit more into. That'll be something that I'll certainly look into getting. And one final thing with this, all of the cards that we've got fit into one of these spots very easily. Got a little wrapper there. So as I was saying, they fit into one of these spaces very easily, which means that they have kept in mind the expansion when doing this. I would imagine, and I don't know for sure, but I'd imagine that the amount of space in here will be perfect for the entire Tuscany expansion as well. I can't guarantee that, but just based on how they structure that, I would think they had that in mind. Okay, so there you have it. That's our unboxing and components overview for Viticulture. Now, real quick, in the unboxing, you saw there's a loose merchant card in there, and I did a little bit of research on BGG, and turns out what happened there was the original merchant card, which is this one, had a misprint on it. Basically, this one says fill 1 wine order and sell at least 1 grape, gain 1 victory point if you do both. The correct one, which was the loose one in the box, actually says and or sell at least one grape. So I guess what happened was Jamey Stegmaier and whoever else was putting Viticulture together realized this mistake, stuck the other one in, but everything else had already been shrink wrapped. And this one actually is garbage. So if you open up your box and you find a loose one, use the loose one. You can tear up and throw away the one that comes in the shrink wrap. I'll put a link in the description for that BGG thread. I'll also put a link in there for one other thing. At this point, I've actually had Viticulture for a few days. I'm recording the intro and outro several days after the unboxing. I've got one play in already as well. And when I initially did the play, the player boards were slightly warped. I had it on the beginner side, obviously, where it has all the writing on it, and the board would easily spin, in a circle on the table. So I was looking on BGG and saw several other people had that problem. However, there was also a solution, and basically what the solution is to put the player boards out flat on a table for a few days and let them settle into, according to there, they were saying it had something to do with the humidity and all this stuff. I don't know if that's what it is. All I know is that after leaving them out for 2 or 3 days flat on a table, they're now completely flat. I don't have any of that spin problem anymore. So that was really useful. So I'll put a link for that thread as well on BGG. So many of you may have noticed that my pick for YouTube has switched over to Dead of Winter. That's actually going to be the series we're focusing on now. Of course, I got to get unboxings out of the way when they're available. So next up, you'll probably be seeing the rules video for Dead of Winter coming up. I've already got it all outlined out. We'll get that up as soon as possible. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please thumbs up the video. If you like my channel, please subscribe. And until next time, if you're bored online, bored offline.